Hi guys, and welcome to a new book review video. So, I just finished a book called The Truth About Alice. And what is very funny about this book is that it's a book about Alice, but it's on everybody's POV except Alice. So, and it's supposed to tell you the truth about Alice when nobody actually knows anything. They just give their own opinion. And I wanted to read that book for a long time because I thought that it was kind of like a typical of high school sort of things, like, and even maybe typical of everywhere, when some people think they know something about someone else and they're going to gossip about it, and then the gossip is going to increase and increase until it's become unbearable for the person it's about. And then some people decide to just drop it like it's nothing and like nothing happened. And so basically this is what happened to this girl called Alice. And on the very first page you have the first characters whose point of view is up, telling you facts about Alice. And the facts about Alice is that on the party of that girl, the girl who is talking the first time, Alice slept with two guys in an hour. And she named the guy Alice slept with. One is Brandon and the other is Tommy. And he says, so she did it and everyone knows it. So it's just gives you the starter. And the second point is Brandon died in a car accident and it's all Alice's fault. So that's the fact you start with from this Ellen character point of view. And so what you're gonna have is like the search of all the characters about Alice. So you have Ellen who is telling you that, and she's going to explain a little bit. And then you have Kelsey, who is Alice's best friend, who actually decides that it's true because for some reason she decides to not trust Alice when Alice says she didn't do it. And so she's going to like, but she always say like Alice did it, probably, maybe, yeah, she did it, maybe, like that. And then you have the Brandon guy. No, you have Josh, which is Brandon's friend, because Brandon is already dead. And he kind of show his relationship with Brandon and what happened when they were together. And you have Kurt, who is Brandon's neighbor, and he's going to like explain like what happened between him and Brandon, and he has a crush on Alice, so he also talk about what happened between him and Alice, that kind of thing. So basically you have like, they tell you something, and then the more you go and the more they tell you details, the more you actually see how full of shit they are, basically. It's like they are like, the progression of the story is amazing, so that Helen tells you that, but Helen still believes everything is true. Helen is like the big girl out of nowhere. Like, she's like, she knows nothing, she just believes everyone around is just mind-blowing. Just because she has this grudge with Alice. Then Kelsey sort of also has a grudge with Alice. And like, I feel sort of sorry for her because she's just this girl who wants to be accepted, and she's, instead of like having one good friend she can trust, which would be Alice, she just goes to this group of like Elaine and her friend, like the very popular people, and she can't do anything basically because she doesn't trust that this girl really want to be with her. She decided not to trust Alice. She forms a sort of grudge against Alice that she has to work through, and she makes more gossip because of that, and that kind of thing. So, but I kind of feel sorry for her because the way her mind is actually working, she just like shoot herself in the foot every single time, and like she says she's a coward, and it's true. Like if she had just a little bit of honesty inside her, she would definitely like have way less problems in her life. And then you have Josh, who is probably gay but doesn't want to admit it, and he has this crush on Brandon, and so he also formed a grudge against Alice. Even so, for some reason, he was the one initiating the whole scenario of things. He just planted the seed, and Brandon ran with it, and then everybody ran with Brandon's idea of things. And yeah, that's how it worked. And then you have Kurt, who is like the outcast guy. He's like totally out of everything, and he ends up to know that truth by accident because the very popular the very popular guy, so Brandon, has discussion with his neighbor, and I think every popular guy somehow needs to have this totally unpopular guy that nobody would believe if they say anything, so that they can actually be themselves to them. And I think Kurt was this guy to Brandon. So Brandon doesn't need to like be Yahoo! I'm the best. I'm the most gorgeous. I can like bang every girl I want all the time in front of Kurt. It could just stay whatever. And if Kurt was to explain that to anyone, nobody would actually believe him because he has no friends. So yeah, that's the whole thing. So all this the thing is they talk about themselves in relationship to Alice. And it's like if you're a writer, or even if you are like a reader and you need to analyze everything, that's a very good case of unreliable narrator, because you have all those point of view and it's all like one-sided. It's like Helen is going to believe the gossip because she knows that Alice is that type of person, because she had this little incident where she was like girlfriend, boyfriend with a Brandon, kind of on and off, and Alice made out with Brandon at some point, and Ellen was jealous. So Ellen is like, yeah, Alice can totally do that kind of things, so she is just going to run with that and agree that Alice actually did it. And she never actually going to consider that maybe it's not true. She's never going to consider that Brandon could actually lie to her. So, and then when the more gossip arrived, like Alice actually killed Brandon, she just run with that. She's just like, yeah, that's normal. That's like for her, in her the logic of the thing, everything happens for a reason, exactly the same way as a gossip. So she's the one who actually believes everything 100%. Then you have Kelsey, who actually is not really sure about the first. Like, did Alice sleep with you guys or not? She's not sure. Alice says she didn't, but she doesn't believe Alice. So probably Alice did it. And actually she doesn't care. All she cares is like, since Alice is my best friend and everybody is like hating her because she slept with those two guys, maybe I should detach myself from her so that they don't think I'm the same as her. So that's her point. So she starts from there, and then when Brandon dies, she's like cut off Alice completely by the time. And then sometime later, when it's like some time for her to, some special time for her happens, something happened to her, and it's like the 1 year anniversary, and she is just like thinking about it so much, and she sort of blames Alice for it. So she's going to turn it around and she's going to do the narcissist, this like projection. So she's going to project what she did onto Alice. And so, like, you don't know that she's just put the gossip, and then you have more and more and more of her point of view, and you understand that why she did it. And even so, it's bullshit. Like, it's just like, if she had just talked to Alice, everything would have been solved, probably. But yeah, she's just a coward. She can't actually talk to anyone. Yeah, she doesn't have this, like, I guess it's because of the relationship she has with her mother. She can't trust anyone because her mother is just so weird and so not caring for her at all. It's just very, very weird. And then you have Josh. So Josh is the one who set up the second gossip. So you have the first gossip said by Brandon, the second gossip said by Josh, the third gossip said by Kelsey. And Ellen is the one who ran with it and shared it to everyone. And so Josh, actually, at first is just, he explained to you how it comes that the first gossip it's true. And then he started, like, Brandon kind of, sort of tell him that the truth, but Josh sort of don't want to hear it. Because Brandon is this guy that he, like, sort of, I don't know, idolize or something. So it's just like, yeah, Brandon can do no wrong, kind of. And then they have this accident, and he's going to blame the only person he actually blames, because the person they were discussing, which is, of course, Alice again. Yes, so that's poor Alice, like, really, like, you don't hear anything from her. Like, the only thing you hear from her is whenever she actually meets one of the other character. So at some point she's going to meet with Kelsey and kind of confronted her, like, why the hell did you tell everyone I had an abortion when you know it's not? And she's like, you know it's not true. At least admit that you know it's not true. And Kelsey's like, yeah, I know it's not true. And Alice is like, yeah, why the hell did you tell everyone about it if you know it's not true? And Kelsey actually can't tell that. Like, Kelsey is just like this very, very stupid person who wouldn't even talk when it's in her best interest. Like, if she had someone to actually talk and go through the trauma with, which was supposed to be Alice, since Alice is her best friend, she wouldn't feel so bad about herself. I mean, it's terrible, but she still wouldn't feel as bad as she actually does now. So she had, like, she did some sort of self-protection, but in the worst way possible. That's why I feel kind of sorry for her. Like, she's a bitch, but she's a very sad one. Like, Ellen is a bitch, but Ellen is like, I don't know, Ellen doesn't even have any reason to be a bitch. Ellen is just like, yeah, I'm the best, and I know everything I need to know about love. I'm gonna stay in my small town forever, and I'm gonna be happy here. And she's like, she's just gonna marry whoever guy is there and want to stay there. And it's just, like, so sad. It's like she doesn't even want to find someone. Like, she could have probably have married Brandon, but now he's dead. So she's just gonna get, like, whoever else. Like, she already dates whoever else because all she wants is a guy who's going to stay there with her. It's just so sad. But she's a bitch for no particular reason, but Kelsey is like. But anyway, so, and Kurt is just like a corner witness, and so it doesn't, like, he actually see people better than if he was an insider, because he actually observes from outside. He has no judgment, he doesn't care about anyone except Alice. So he's going to observe Alice and see who she actually is as a person by her action. Not because he's talking to her, not because she's gorgeous, not because she dated this and that guy and whatever. He's just look at what she does when he's around and judge her about that, not about what someone says she did. And so that's how it all comes together. So he, like, Alice started getting better because he's around and that kind of thing. And then at the end you have finally Alice's point of view, like you finally see Alice's voice and how she actually feel about all this. And it's not as, yeah, she says it's horrible, she says it's awful, but you don't have this huge intense feelings that you have through the whole book. Through the whole book you're like, oh my god, isn't that girl, like, first you're like, oh my god, that girl, she's terrible. Like, if you believe Ellen, right, you're like, oh my god, this girl is terrible. Like, everybody call her a slut, but she kind of deserved it because she just slept with 2 guys and she killed one of them. So I can understand people are angry at her. Like, and then the more you uncover things, the thing is, I didn't want to be like, I always was on Alice's side, even before I uncovered the truth, kind of, because I know it was like a gossip setting, so just knowing the setting of the book, I knew she probably didn't do that. Just that Ellen's character is just being a bitch about it. And the thing is, even if she did that, who actually care? Like, if she sleep with 2 guys, it doesn't really matter. And like, I mean, if he died in an accident, okay, you're texting him so you're distracting him, but hey, sorry, I mean, if you're driving, you turn off your phone, right? Like, logical. And then you learn all those little details, and the more you learn, the more you see that it's impossible that Alice actually did what she did. So if you start with 0 knowledge of the book, maybe you're going to be like on those guy's side, like, oh my god, Alice is a terrible person. And then the more you're going to discover, the more it's like, hey, but wait a second, she didn't do that, and she didn't do this, and hey, you did that. And like, okay, so all those people are sort of gossiping about Alice just because they feel bad about themselves and they want to blame someone else and themselves, something like that. Anyway, so it was a very good book. It's also a short book if you haven't read it and you don't mind me spoiling so much. I recommend that you read it. It's very, very nice. I think I spoiled it a lot, so I always put the warning. So if you haven't read the book before the warning, go read the book and come back. That's how it would work a lot better. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a thumb up. Don't forget to leave me your comment in the comment section below. And see you next time for something else. Have fun whatever you read. Bye!